Okay, so here we go. And the idea here today is that I'm going to teach y'all how to do a little bit of drunken boxing, Goldrush style. I think that the main concept here of drunken boxing is to be hyper aggressive, get in people's faces, and punch them in the nose. And here's a good example of me using an airbrake. I'm just going to kind of narrate as I go and try to describe what I'm doing, so I hope this is all getting caught on video. We'll actually check. This is a So basically, what I was trying to do there was always have a bit of a height advantage if possible. These are just bots, nothing to write home about. So in the Goldrush, this is important, you will typically have your biggest gun, main cannon, on the ground. And so when you shoot, you can see that the dot is over the sand dune, but it's not traveling past the sand dune because it's all hitting the dune. What you want to do is you want to pull up on your jet. Let's do a little hop. You can basically blow away whatever it is that you like. That large laser. I always run large laser, and the reason for that is because it gives you the opportunity to shoot down hammers, gives you an opportunity to cut drills into pieces and hoppers, and just generally cause a little bit of a disturbance in the backlines of your enemy's team. I really enjoy playing the Goldrush. I personally think that it's... Ooh, I could hit my legs there. Skyjacker did a number on me. Basically, you want to stay alive as long as you possibly can. Some players prefer to eject. I really don't, because I think that this hunk of broken metal is going to be able to fly fast enough to get one more kill. Oh, and there it is. It's a dredge. So I'm going to do this in 2 steps. I kind of coast past them. Oh! Broke my leg on the way down. Be careful with the Goldrush. It's got really tiny, puny legs. You really want to be careful with your landings at the Goldrush. But the best way to not really have to think too hard about it is just to use the Airbrakes, which are indicated right there. If you ever watch me playing and wondering when I trigger the airbrake, that'll go green, like so. I wasn't even flying, but there you go. Getting a lot of stutter and lag today, so that's why you get the jankiness. Always want to take little bits and pieces if you can with the Goldrush off your enemy. I also run besides the Airbrake, I also run the auxiliary fuel pump. So if I ever overheat, I'm generating fuel or I'm stacking fuel. One of the ways that I like to look at the whole concept of piloting a Goldrush is I like to think of it as you are basically the biggest missile in the game. You can ram people. That is what you should be doing with this thing. Playing it safe, playing the backlines with this thing. You just don't have the firepower at a distance. So basically, what I've deduced is that the only way that you can effectively play this mech consistently, game in and game out, is by having 2 small missile pods on the top and a large laser. It all comes down to damage per second. And the thing that people don't understand about this mech did you see that funky angle I was kind of flying at? The air brakes prevented me from snapping my legs as I landed sideways there. They're able to handle that kind of an impact. But basically what I've deduced is that this is actually a mini assault mech. And voila. And by mini assault mech, what I mean is that you'll often see bigger mechs like dredges and catalysts kind of jump in with all other weapons and so on and so forth. This is the same thing. Don't think of it any differently. Basically, you're trying to pilot a machine that, instead of straight brute strength and armor, is more like a Ferrari. It's super fast, and it can go toe-to-toe in pretty much any situation. I didn't really need it. I should have tried the ram there, which I'll do right now. And I took his arm off. As you can see on a dredge, if you can take an arm off, they don't have a lot of armor. Or sometimes what ends up happening is you hit them so hard that it strips the armor. That was actually a great example right there of what I always try to do with the very last of my health. Instead of trying to run, although I do run on select occasions when I get surrounded by the other team and dying is just stupid. Or when I'm trying to lure the whole other team back towards our line. Like, there's so many things that you can do with this mech that just simply aren't possible with the heavy. Yet, it's got the firepower and mobility to back it up. This thing will absolutely, as you've seen, crank out the heat. But at the end of the day, this is what it's good at. Ooh, a little lag there. There you go. That's basically what you're trying to do. That little tip down there at the very front, that is your cow plow. Kill grill. And you can use that kill grill to great effect. But basically, pretty much the entire time that you're trying to pilot one of these things, you have a very weak top side and a very strong front side. I'd be doing a lot better if I wasn't glitching out constantly, but I think that's just internet today, just having a fit. But here. Even a short little hop like that, prime it, get it ready. And then cook them. So that's kind of what I would call a super fast jazz-styled introduction to the Gold Rush.